Hi, and welcome back. This week I think we're gonna start with a planning session. Now I have this idea of creating an application that allows you to draw a room and furniture, and you can reposition the furniture however you like, and then you can see how your furniture can fit in your room. Now, in order to create this, we're still going to use Python. So we have our server side, which is going to be in Python. We're going to use a framework, a web framework called Flask. And we can discover how we can use that to write a very simple application. And this is going to be in charge of our web API that we're going to call using a JavaScript front end. So front end, it's going to be JavaScript. And in order to draw the room and all the furniture, we're going to use HTML canvas, HTML5 canvas. Furniture. And this is going to be more like a JS Fiddle style where the URL is going to be a hash of some form, and then based on the hash we can fetch your existing saved basically drawing, if you will. So we would need to say and this will also mean that we need some backend of some kind, some form of database to actually store our data. So we have a database. I haven't decided yet what the database is going to be, but we can assume it's going to be like MySQL or SQLite. And that's going to be our data store. We're going to have a front end database. We're going to have a database. We're going to have a front end using HTML canvas, HTML5 canvas. It's going to be an N. And using JavaScript, we're going to talk to our Python, which sits on top of a Flask. And now we can describe basically the goal of this application is to allow the user to create a room and furniture and to move them around and to, let's say, reposition the furniture. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is allow the user to create a room. And we can really easily to do this by just allowing the user to create 4 triangular boxes, rectangles. And we can color them black, and that's going to be our room. And obviously the user should be able to reset dimension. And this can be done through like a text box or like on the canvas itself. The user should be able to zoom in and out and to drag to scroll. And basically these are the basic user controls, and then the user can create custom furniture, and that's just going to be boxes, right? Nothing too fancy. We could give them rounded edges, but in reality it's just going to be rectangles that they can move, right? And the goal of this application really is that if you're ever moving, trying to figure out some form of trying to rearrange your furniture, you can create these furnitures as boxes ahead of time, and then you create your room, and then you can actually just reposition your room. Or reposition your furniture, and so that you can see what fits and what not, and whether you like the orientation of them or not. So now we can create custom furniture. We should be able to allow the user to drag, to scroll left and right, zoom in and out, reset dimensions. I do have some notes here. And we can allow the users to create custom furniture. We could also create some presets. Something like desks, right? Chairs, couches, and like beds. So usually for beds, you have these presets, and these are usually like, oh, your twin, your queen, your king, your California king, and so on and so forth. And we're obviously going to have to allow the user to save, because there will be like a save button where the user can click save, and it will save to our database. And so the next time they load it up again, it will read from the database. And we need to allow the user to move the furniture. Obviously, this gonna have to be respecting the wall dimensions. Obviously, initially we don't have to. And obviously, we're gonna have to allow the user to rotate the furniture 360 degrees. And we can create some stretch goals. We can create some windows, closets, bathroom, kitchen, etc. So I think we have a good amount to get started, and this is basically going to be our plan. We got our server language already picked out, our framework, which is going to be in Flask, which is a really lightweight Python web framework. And our front end is going to be basically HTML with JavaScript and HTML5 canvas, which we can use to draw our shapes and our furnitures. And we're going to have a database either in MySQL or SQLite. I haven't decided which. And that's going to sit in the backend, and that's going to store our data. Now, there is an additional thing, is that we need to host it somewhere, right? So we need to host this somewhere, and I haven't really decided where. I've been trying to explore Google Cloud, so we might try that. In any case, this is it for this week. Next week, we can start actually coding this project. In fact, I have some of this already coded. I'm still working on the video, so we'll see you next week.